Hello, hi, how are you? You're very welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm this Kengonzi. If you're new here, you're very welcome. Bugalo for you. You're welcome. If you're old here, bugalo for you. Yeah, please subscribe. There's a subscribe button just down there. Here. I don't know. Here. Yeah, but there's subscribe. If it's still red, you haven't subscribed yet. Just click on it and it will say subscribed. Subscribe and click that bell beside it so that you keep getting notifications of these videos if you're interested. Please, in the meantime, feel free to ask questions in the comment section, give a thumbs up or thumbs down as you see fit. Otherwise, I'm happy to be here and to be back with you guys. Yeah, so I've been recording, sending out a series of my experience with natural family planning, which I pray and hope is adding value to you guys, or at least taking your minds into the conversation that I'm intended for. Yeah, so thank you so much for those of you who have watched. For those who have commented, thank you very much. Yeah, today I'm here to answer a question. There's a question, 6 questions in my very first video that I uploaded about my experience. And the first question is, what is the important detail to know about my period? And about my period, is it the date when it happens or the days in between? Which is a very brilliant question. Yeah, I think in natural family planning, we are not particularly studying about sections of our cycle. We are studying the entire body, its responses, and the cycle. And one thing we need to be very clear about is that cycles do change depending on circumstances. We know that stress can change your cycle. It might not be that big depending on the kind of stress you're under. If someone is undergoing depression, anxieties, attacks, panic attacks, etc., it might change your cycle to something it wasn't before. Then also, if you are pregnant and you give birth, it can change your cycle. So we need to be very careful about how we approach this and how things go about in our bodies. So the best answer I can give you is study your body in totality, not just particular aspects of it. Now I am 33 years. You can't know what will happen when I'm 43 years. My cycle might change because my body is changing. My conditions right now are different from the conditions I'll be in next year. The things that are affecting me at the moment might affect my body equally. So we need to study it in totality, not just when it starts, when it ends. But the most important thing as you're studying your period, at the moment for someone who is starting, please note the first day of your period. The very first day you see blood, be it a little, be it a lot, be it different cycles begin differently. There are those where it begins with, there are those where it starts with drizzles, then it keeps intensifying until the actual final day when it's so heavy. Yeah, so the first day you see blood is the first day of your cycle. Mark that on the calendar. Tell yourself, I've started on 6th, today is 10th. I've started on the 10th of November. 10th of November is your first day of your cycle. Our bodies don't know anything about the calendar days, the time clock, 24 hours, etc. No. So you mark that day as your first day. Keep marking for period. You've understood? So you mark that until the next first day of the period, which is the start of the next period. So from the first day, that's why they call it a cycle. Like it goes in a complete cycle like this. From the first day to the next first day. The days in between are the cycle days. Because this is day number 1 of your cycle. You count. When the blood comes, the previous day is the last day of the cycle. I'll give you an example. If I start my period on 1st of November, and the next period, I see it on the 24th of November, that means my cycle is 23 days. Because the first day when I saw the period is day number 1. When I see the next period, that day is no longer part of this cycle. That's a day number 1 of the next cycle. Yeah, so I hope that puts some clarity. But the best thing I would advise you, that's why we need trainers. Some of the things when you listen to a video, you might understand something a little bit different from what it's meant to be. But when you have a trainer and you're seated there with them and you've gone with your results, Me, I go with my results. I go with the whole calendar. If I've been tagging for a calendar, or I have 2-3 cycles, I go with them, sit before my trainer like this. I'm like, okay, started here, ended here, started here, ended here, started here, started again here, started like, so we study it with my trainer as they are guiding me. And in the communication, they're like, but Liz, your cycle was 32 last time, now it is 19, now it is like this. There's something affecting it. What could be it? Then we figure that out. Then in the process, you're like, okay, now it has stabilized to this. Might be childbirth is what had affected it. The hormones were still stabilizing. Now it is stable on 32. That is good. Now we can consider 32 going forward. So we need to study the body in totality. I hope that answers you. Please, if it doesn't, comment down for clarity. I will always repeat these questions because things of the body, things of natural family planning, you need to understand it. You need to be convinced by it so that you're not always tattling. I'm pregnant. No, you can't do that with natural family planning. You need to be confident. Take your decision with confidence so that you're at peace. Do you recommend someone with changing duration between the cycle to use this 2-day method, or beads works too, when the change is of a day or two? Okay. These methods, I'm going to go into details with them. I'll go into details. That's why I'm bringing small information, small. I don't want to like have one video which is a whole 4 hours just going through this. I'll come slowly, answer the questions as they come, tell you my experience in details, and the only methods I'll teach are those I have actually practiced. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like I said, I'm only going to tell you. If I've not practiced, I'll tell you guys I've not practiced this one. Now, yeah, I know it works like this. That one, I'll be honest. So, the 2-day method and the beads method. I want you to know that 2-day method can be used by everybody and anybody. If a woman has given birth today, she can start using 2-day method. You've understood, eh? So that one works for everyone. Whether your cycle is regular, irregular, or however, 2-day works for everyone. Because the only focus you need at fulfill the conditions that fit in 2-day method, and once those are fulfilled, I'll be explaining to you in the video of 2-day method. As those are fulfilled, then you can begin using it as soon as possible. And all you need is the information of your body, to know your body enough from yesterday and today. That's all. Yeah, so the beads method needs people who have a regular cycle, whereby someone knows on Monday I'm starting my period, and the period actually comes. So if you have a bit of differences, if it's a 1 day, that's a bit explainable. 1 day, 2 days explainable. But if it's regularly 1 day, 2 day, whereby you move from 30 to 32 to 34 to 35 to 31 to that kind of regularity, beads method won't work for you. The people who work for beads, who beads method works for them, are those whose room for error is so rare and it is so small, whereby they say my period will start tomorrow, and it starts tomorrow evening. You've seen that kind of difference where they say it will start tomorrow and it starts today in the night. That kind of, so especially for a beginner, I would not recommend you begin with the beads unless you are trained in them. Look for a trainer. The trainers are there. Like I told you in the first video, the trainers are there. There are many. There are people who are practicing these methods. They can also train you. Contact us if you need a telephone number to contact, to speak to guide you. Please comment in the section below. You can send me an email. My email is just on my channel there. You see. If not, you can text in the comment section. Liz, I need a contact of somebody I can journey with. You see, there are teams which are, if not, walk to any Catholic hospital. Any Catholic hospital and ask for natural family planning training. You'll get somebody to guide you. Walk to any Catholic church, and it's not like they'll train only Catholics. No, they'll train any couple that is willing, as long as the two of you come, that is willing to learn these methods. For those who are still younger, please also contact me. I can get people to journey with who can guide you and teach you how to study your body, even if necessarily you are not sexually active. Yeah, so the third question is, what happens when you forget the device or item you are using for a family planning method? Now, natural family planning, there's no room for recklessness. There's no room for irresponsibility, because any mistake can result into something you're not willing to accept or willing to take on. So you need to be serious, you need to be determined, you need to be focused. What does this mean? We are human beings and we do forget. Put things in place that will help you not forget. I'll give you an example of myself. My husband and I have a WhatsApp group. It will sound funny, but we have a WhatsApp group of 2 people. So that, because in our inbox, we be judging any other business, and it's so easy for things to override the intention, like you're judging lots of things, emojis, videos, what not. So you're judging a lot of stuff. But we have a group which is only for natural family planning information, whereby it's easy even for us to track. On this day, the only jazz we had, I told him it was a fertile day. I told him I was feeling ABCD, I was feeling some bits of cramps, I was feeling some, which is easy for us to track. That's number 1, which we use. Number 2, we have apps on the phone. We found Flow very easy for us to use, but there are very many other apps which are a bit comfortable and are okay. You go in that app, you can input your daily experience. I'm feeling crampy, I'm feeling moody, I'm feeling a bit low, I'm feeling sleepy, I'm feeling this and that, and down what I'm seeing is ABCD. And then with time, as you use these apps, they start to even predict for you. Tomorrow, you might feel some cramps. Sometimes they're accurate, sometimes they are not so accurate. But that helps you at least to have a record of yourself. In that, if you forget yesterday, you can at least track the records of the other day. So that's another thing. Then hard copy calendars. There are these calendars which I love. The ones which have the whole year on one page. Leave these ones for flipping, which are in offices and what. Those ones can remain for your office desk. But the one which is a whole page, every day, at least either me or my husband will record what we have seen. Today it's like this, today it's like that. If I forget on the phone, forget on the WhatsApp group, forget on my normal phone calendar, he might have remembered and put something on our calendar. So it's easier to track. Look at things that help your inabilities as a human being to foster this kind of thing. Like, you need to be deliberate, you need to be determined, you need to be focused. Even if I'm annoyed how, I'll post something in our WhatsApp group for natural family planning. I don't want to talk to him. Now I'll post something. Why? Because we are deliberate. I need him to have the information. He needs the information because he has an app of his own which is feeding in. I have an app of my own. So my emotions do not cloud my judgment. Yeah, so don't forget your devices. If you're using like the temperature method, you cannot forget your thermometer. Like, really, how will you take the temperatures of the day? So don't forget your devices at all. Are there apps for these natural family planning methods? If yes, which ones can you teach us? That I'll go through. At least I'll teach you the ones which I've used and how best they've worked for me. I've told you Flow has been very helpful for me, whereby it's very easy to navigate and it brings pop-ups for where you're at. They'll tell you 2 days to ovulation, 5 days to ovulation, low chances of pregnancy, high chances of pregnancy. Now, if this is happening, please be wary of this. Like, so it's been helpful. Apps are there. Please, you can download them. You can even look for fertility apps, fertility awareness apps. Then you'll see those. Yeah, but me, I'm using Flow and it's working for me. Yeah. Is it true that there are artificial family planning methods that have no side effects? I will humbly decline to answer that because I have no authority whatsoever to talk about artificial family planning at all, because my information is as limited as a bird. I have no information and I don't want to mislead anybody. So about the side effects of artificial family planning, I don't have the authority to speak to that. All I know is that natural family planning has no side effects. The only the disadvantages are those I shared with you in the video, because you're putting nothing in your body, you're doing nothing to your body. So the side effects are not, maybe the sadness you feel when you abstain. That might be a side effect, but otherwise, no. After birth, how long does it take for the period to settle back into a normal cycle? This is a very good question, and many ladies have asked me this. It depends, like depends. Number one, each child is different. Your firstborn, it might return after 3 months. And after 3 months, you've settled. Secondborn comes and messes things up. Thirdborn comes and a whole year goes. So you really cannot tell because the conditions are different per pregnancy. Then also per woman, conditions are different. What happens with me might not be the same. I have a friend whose periods come like clockwork every 6 months. Like the moment she finishes 6 months, her peas come. For me, my period starts as early as 1 month. Yes, I know that still is the healing process, the how they call it, but still they come as quickly as that. So you can't know. Let every child be an experiment for you. Every time you're pregnant and you give birth, study your body again. Like I said, conditions are different, and they are different from one person to another. Thank you so much for these questions. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you for your curiosity. There's no bad question. There's no wrong question, unless I don't understand your English. But otherwise, every question is welcome. Please ask away. Ask and ask away. It's very okay. It's very fine. Whatever I can, I'll answer. Whatever I can't, I'll bring in experts to help us. There is a team I'm journeying with. Guys, these are powerful people. People who have used natural family planning for way longer than me. So these guys are there. Even if something comes and it's defeating me, I can always consult them quickly, you know. So don't worry. Ask your questions. Subscribe. If there's anybody who is debating on this, send them the video. Maybe they'll be encouraged. You find there's somebody there who has been contemplating stopping to use natural family planning, send them the video. They'll be motivated. And I know the church, the Catholic Church, encourages us to use this, but I also understand the realities that it's not everybody that is using them. So if there's anybody who wants to actually start, it's never too late. You can always begin. See this thing wanting to mess up my very professional video. Yeah, so please, anybody can always begin at any time. My next, I want to bring the conditions under which someone may not qualify for natural family planning. I want to bring that video up. Please, if I forget, remind me in the comments. Otherwise, bye. God bless you.